Hey everybody! Thanks for joining us today. We're diving into some really important news coming out of Wisconsin that could affect the way we all connect and stay informed. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, or CPB, is shutting down, and that's a huge deal for local stations like Wisconsin Public Radio and PBS Wisconsin. These stations have been a lifeline for so many people across the state, bringing us news, music, and stories that matter. For decades, CPB has been the backbone, funding the shows and stories that connect us without all the ads you find elsewhere. It's helped keep our airwaves filled with local voices and perspectives, not just national headlines. Imagine your favorite local station suddenly losing its biggest supporter. That means fewer resources for the journalists, producers, and hosts who work hard to keep us informed and entertained every single day. This isn't just about losing a few programs. It's about silencing local voices, stories from small towns, and the music and news that make Wisconsin unique. Public media is often the only place where you'll hear about local festivals, high school sports, or the issues facing rural communities. Without CPB, it's like someone turned down the volume on Wisconsin itself. The stories that make us who we are could fade away, leaving a gap in our sense of community. The people at these stations are passionate, but now they're facing a tough road ahead. They're committed to serving their communities, but the loss of funding means they'll have to make some hard choices. It's a real loss for community-driven media, and it's got a lot of people worried. Listeners, viewers, and staff are all wondering what the future holds and how they can help. What happens next? No one's sure, but it's a story we'll be following closely. There's a lot at stake, and the decisions made in the coming weeks will shape the future of public media in Wisconsin. Because everyone deserves a voice, and Wisconsin has a lot to say. From local artists to community leaders, these stories matter and deserve to be heard. Stay tuned as we dig deeper into what this means for the state. We'll be bringing you updates, interviews, and ways you can get involved to support local media. Let's see how the community responds. And remember, your voice matters in shaping the future of Wisconsin's media landscape. To get the inside scoop on what's really happening behind the scenes, we sat down with Sarah Ashworth from WPR, someone who's been at the heart of public radio for years and has seen firsthand how vital this support is. Sarah explained that losing CPB is like losing the foundation of a house. It's not just about the money, but about the stability and trust that funding brought. It's the backbone that allowed public radio to stay independent, to focus on real stories that matter to people, and to serve communities without outside influence or commercial pressure. With CPB funding, stations could send reporters to cover local government meetings, investigate environmental issues, and highlight the arts. These are the kinds of stories that shape our communities, even if they don't always make the front page. Without that support, it's much harder to keep these important stories alive. Sarah compared it to a community garden. CPB provided the soil and water, nurturing the growth of local journalism. Now, without that foundation, stations have to find new ways to keep things growing, to keep the garden alive and thriving, even as resources become scarce. The hardest hit by these changes? Rural Wisconsin. In many small towns, public radio isn't just a source of news. It's a vital connection to the outside world, a thread that ties neighbors together and keeps everyone informed. For these communities, losing public radio is like losing a lifeline. It means fewer voices telling their stories, fewer opportunities to hear what's happening in their own backyard, and a greater sense of isolation. But Sarah's hopeful. She sees this as a moment for the community to come together, to rally around something they care about deeply. She believes that when people realize what's at stake, they'll step up to protect it. Already, stations are looking at new ways to survive, fundraising drives, building new partnerships, and coming up with creative solutions to keep the microphones on and the stories flowing. It's a tough challenge, no doubt about it, but if there's one thing Wisconsinites are known for, it's resilience and a willingness to help each other out, no matter the weather or the odds. Sarah believes the community won't let these voices fade away. She's seen the power of people coming together before, and she's confident it can happen again. And honestly, after hearing her perspective, I believe it too. There's a real sense of determination here, a belief that local stories matter and that they're worth fighting for. When people care, they find a way. Whether it's volunteering, donating, or simply spreading the word, every little bit helps keep the spirit of public radio alive. We'll keep watching as this story unfolds, keeping an eye on how these communities adapt and what new ideas emerge from this challenge. Let's see what Wisconsin does next. because if history is any guide, they won't give up without a fight, and their voices will continue to be heard. Now for some good news, something inspiring from the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. They launched a unique doctorate program for teachers, focused on sustainability. The idea? Equip teachers to weave sustainability into every subject, not just science. Imagine learning history through how societies used resources or math by tracking your school's environmental impact. The goal is to create a generation of problem solvers who care about people, the planet, and the future. Teachers from all over joined, eager to make a bigger impact. They left ready to inspire their students to be part of the solution, no matter their age. Investing in teachers is investing in a better, more sustainable future. UW-Stevens Point took a bold step, and it's paying off. This program is changing classrooms and communities. That's something to celebrate. Why does this program matter? Because it's changing how kids see the world. Sustainability isn't just a topic for Earth Day. It's a mindset. Kids learn to ask big questions. Where does our food come from? How can we do things better? It's about critical thinking, responsibility, and hope. Teachers gain the confidence to tackle tough topics like climate change in a way that's empowering, not scary. Lessons become hands-on. Students might design a school garden or start a composting program. They see their impact firsthand. The focus is on solutions, not just problems. When teachers are passionate, they inspire kids to become agents of change. That's how you build a better future, one classroom at a time. It's not just education, it's transformation, and it's working. So, is it making a difference? Absolutely. Teachers who completed the program are redesigning curriculums, like Miss Davis in Milwaukee, whose students saved thousands of gallons of water with a school project. Another teacher started a sustainability club that led to real changes, like energy-efficient upgrades in their school. The ripple effect is huge. One inspired teacher sparks a whole team, shifting the school's culture. It's not just theory, it's action. Teachers and students are empowered to experiment, collaborate, and solve real problems. The program's success comes from encouraging creativity and hands-on learning. When you invest in teachers, you change schools and communities. These stories prove education can change the world. That's the power of investing in people. It's inspiring to see. Time for something fun. Let's take a spooky trip to the Sheboygan Asylum. Don't worry, it's not a working asylum anymore. Now it's a hotspot for ghost tours and history buffs. The old brick building is packed with stories. Some joyful, some sad, all fascinating. People come from all over, hoping to catch a glimpse of something supernatural. Tour guides lead you through echoing hallways, sharing tales of strange noises and flickering lights. Even if you're not into ghosts, the place is a living piece of history. It's a reminder of how far mental health care has come. Whether you want a thrill or a history lesson, the Sheboygan Asylum is a must-see Wisconsin stop. Just maybe don't go alone. Unless you're braver than me. It's quirky, it's spooky, and it's a blast. Wisconsin is full of surprises. Ready for a little adventure? These tours aren't just about scares, they're about stories. Every creaking floorboard and shadowy corridor holds a piece of the past, waiting to be uncovered. When you step inside, you're not just chasing ghosts, you're stepping into the shoes of those who came before. The best guides share the human side, the staff who cared, the residents who lived there, the community that formed within those walls. You'll hear about the nurses who worked long nights, the doctors who dedicated their lives, and the families who visited loved ones, hoping for healing and comfort. You'll hear about the old chapel, where prayers echoed through the halls, and the children's ward, filled with laughter and hope, despite the odds. The legends that linger aren't just about hauntings, they're about resilience, compassion, and the memories that refuse to fade. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, it's hard not to get swept up in the atmosphere. The air feels thick with history, and every corner seems to whisper secrets from another time. The building sat empty for years, but now it's a unique tourist attraction, bringing new life to Sheboygan. What was once forgotten is now a place of curiosity and learning, drawing visitors from near and far. Visitors support local businesses, and the tours help preserve history. Every ticket sold helps maintain the building, and every visitor brings energy to the community, making history feel alive again. It's a creative way to honor the past while having fun. Families, friends, and curious travelers all find something to connect with, whether it's a chilling tale or a touching memory. Next time you're in Wisconsin, consider a stop in Sheboygan. It's a place where history and mystery meet, and every visit promises something new to discover. Walk the halls, listen to the stories, and maybe snap a photo or two, just in case. You never know what you might capture, or what stories you'll take home. You'll leave with a thrill, a bit of history, and a great story to tell. The memories you make here will linger long after the tour ends. Old buildings have a lot to say. Their walls are filled with stories of hope, hardship, and humanity. Sometimes you just have to listen. Stand still, take it all in, and let the past speak to you in its own way. And maybe check your photos for ghosts. After all, you never know what you'll find in the shadows of Sheboygan's most storied places. Now let's welcome comedian Hannah Berner, Wisconsin native, UW-Madison grad, and all-around hilarious human. Hannah shared that she was a serious tennis player in college, not planning on comedy at all. But the discipline and grit from sports turned out to be perfect training for stand-up. After college, she moved to New York, worked in media, and took an improv class just for fun. That's when she discovered her love for making people laugh. She started doing open mics, bombing sometimes, but kept going. Her Wisconsin roots kept her grounded as she found her voice in comedy. The journey from athlete to comedian wasn't easy, but she stuck with it. Now she's making people laugh all over the country. We're so glad she followed her passion. Hannah's Woman on the Street interviews are a fan favorite. She loves talking to strangers and hearing their wild stories. She says the key is being a good listener and making people feel comfortable, something she credits to her Midwestern roots. Her comedy isn't about making fun of people, but celebrating how funny and unique everyone is. For anyone with a big dream, Hannah's advice is simple. Just start. Don't wait for permission or the perfect moment. Be willing to be bad at first. Embrace the process and find your unique voice. Your weirdness is your superpower. For Hannah, blending her athlete background, observations, and love for people made her stand out. Don't be afraid to be different. Thank you, Hannah, for inspiring us to chase our dreams and laugh along the way. You're fantastic. Keep being weird, Wisconsin. We'll be right back.